What's good, family? What's good, family? Hey, listen, it's your boy, Governor J back. You know what I'm saying? Here to present facts over fiction, give you the knowledge you've been missing. Make sure when you come on my page, you put your emotions to the side. Make sure you like and subscribe. You heard? Now, I ain't going front right now. I'm a little frustrated right now, so I'm gonna be ranting. I might be in my emotions a little bit. Typically, I wouldn't address these type of topics about tethers and all that because I honestly think that the whole tether conversation has been overblown at this point, and I wasn't going to have this type of talk, but I got an email today. You know what I'm saying? Early morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning, from a tether. You know what I'm saying? It kind of got me feeling a certain kind of way, right? That made me want to address this topic this morning, early this morning, just to get it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Um, and please excuse me. You know, I'm a little under the weather, kind of fighting off this cold that I've been dealing with. But yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about this topic, man, because these tethers definitely in the way right now. And like I said, man, me personally, I don't really got no dog in this fight, man. I got non-FBA friends, always had non-FBA friends, and of course, I'm not using tether as a blanket statement for all immigrants. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know that there's some cool immigrants out here, as few and far between as they are. I know they exist. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about tethers, understand that. So if you a non-FBA and you tapping into this space, if you get in your feelings, nigga, if the shoe fit, wear it. You see what I'm saying? If the shoe fit, wear it. It's that simple. So I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get into this. This topic today, man, because like I said, man, I got an email from a peer of mine, right? If you've been following my content or if you know me, um, you know, you know, I've been doing the school thing for a while. You know what I mean? Just a little backstory if you don't know. I went back to school back in 2013. I was a little older as a non-traditional student. I went back to community college back in 2013. You know what I'm saying? Dominated over there. Uh, transferred to a 4-year school. Transferred to a 4-year college, a PWI. Stayed there for about 2 weeks, family, all but 2 weeks. And I got up out of there, came back to the community college for another year. Um, that experience at the PWI is a story for another day. Um, but I ended up transferring to a HBCU. Shout out to Cheney University of Pennsylvania. That's my alma mater. Went to Cheney University, graduated there in 2018. Took about 5 years off of school. I did a lot of traveling. I worked. You know what I mean? Just took some time off of the school thing. And then I went back to grad school back in 2023. Had a scholarship, full ride scholarship for undergraduate and full ride scholarship for graduate school. Graduating at the top of my class. I'm that boy at the end of the day. All right. So yeah, like everybody talk about the student loan debt and all that. I got some student loans and all that, but when I be hearing about these loan debts of 80, 100,000, 150,000, $200,000, I'm like, man, I don't know where that come from. You know what I'm saying? I got some student loan debt and I kind of use that shit to bullshit around. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even need to take the loans I took out, but it ain't nowhere near that high, and I'm walking out with a master's degree, a master of science degree. So it is what it is. It worked out for your boy pretty good. But I'm gonna get into this email that I got today from this tether that I helped last semester. You know what I'm saying? I helped this ungrateful piece of crap last semester, and the help wasn't reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? And here he's back again this semester, right? It's finals time. He's back again in my inbox this semester begging for help. And I ain't for it, family. Like I said, it kind of pissed me off because I figured last year when he played me to the left last year, I said, all right, if this dude ever comes back asking me for help again, I'm gonna put him on blast, right? This is the email I get today. He sends this email at 2:45, 2:46 in the morning. So I don't know. He must be scrambling. I think he's scrambling, family. He's up at 2:46 in the morning, emailing me. This is what he says. Hi, blank here. I just wanted to ask you, do you know what the professor wants for the final project? Luke, I think he meant to say like, but he says, Luke, can you demonstrate or show me what he wants? I am stuck here on this one part. I appreciate any help. Regards. And I'm not going to give his name. You feel me? That's not really important what his name is, but I read this email and I said, wow, this dude. Now, I had him in a class. I think I had him in 2 classes last semester. He ain't never speak to me. You know what I'm saying? Check this out, family. I'm in an IT program. I'm literally the only foundational Black American in these classes, family. I go to a public university. Man, I shout out to Temple University. I go to a public university, Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In all these classes I've taken, I think there's been one other FBA brother in the one class I took. That was last year, fall semester. We was only 2 FBA brothers in that class. And when I think back on it, it ain't really no other FBAs in this whole program that I know of, at least that's showing up in my classes. I'm the only one. So, like I said, this dude, he don't never speak. I ain't never spoke to this guy. He hits me up at the end of the semester last year, asking for help. And I'm like, what made him reach out to me? You know what I'm saying? Besides the fact that he must recognize that I'm one of the top students around. So he comes to me on some funny stuff. And it's like, and granted, family, I ain't like no brainiac in this stuff. I'm struggling through it just like the next man is. But he come to me, and I'm gonna read these threads, man. I'm gonna read this email thread that he sent me last semester. And then you tell me if I'm wrong or not for not wanting to help this guy. Give me a second. Give me a second while I pull this up right here, man. Give me a second here. Okay, here you go. This was December. This was December from last year, right? About 5-6 months ago. He says, hi, this is blank. I wanted to ask you if you had data structure and objects. I am having trouble with looking out for number 1 assignment. I know that assignment was ages ago, but I am grateful with any help. Regards. Now picture this, family. It's December 11th. He sends me this email. This is like it's like 2 days before the semester's over, basically. He's asking for looking out for number 1 assignment, family. I can't really remember exactly when this assignment was due, but if I am not mistaken, this was one of the first assignments of the semester. So this thing was due in August, September sometime. He's asking for me in December. I'm like, okay, dude. And when we got a final project due in a day or 2. So he's asking about a project from 2-3 months ago. All right, no problem. No problem. I ain't tripping, right? So I missed his email for 2 days. I email him back 2 days later because I ain't see it. So I say, hey, what's up, man? Do you still need help? He emails me back 2 minutes later. Yes, I am completely lost. I have no idea. I have been watching his videos on the lab. I am completely lost. Regards. Okay. So I'm looking. I'm like, okay. So I respond. I say, I'll tell you what. I can send you the completed code, but I need the completed code for Project Euler number 79 assignment that's due tonight. Do you have that assignment completed? So he says, I am not sure if it is correct, but I do have a code. The code is excluding the key list he gave us. You need to put the key list in, but I forgot where exactly in the code. The answer is blank. Regards. So then he texts, this is multiple emails. I only have done lab 5, so I am doing the rest. I said, okay. So I respond back. I say, okay, look, I'll send you my code for the assignment that you need. Please just send me whatever code you have. And I attached the completed code for him. All he had to do, family, was change up the comments on the code. And I know not everybody in here is into computer programming and all that. But all he got to do is change up the coding, put put not the coding, but the comments, put the comments in his own words, you know, maybe change a specific data structure, right? Like for example, maybe he can change an array to a stack or something. He can change a tree to a hash table, whatever, and get the same outcome. That's all he got to do to make it his. That's all he had to do. But I gave him the completed code. He could have copied it word for word if he wanted to. Like, I wasn't tripping. So then, after I sent him the code, there's no thank you, nothing. He just says, I am currently in a meeting. I will send it when I am done. Keep in mind, the code I am sending is excluding the key log file he gave us. You need to include it. My code didn't save my changes, so I don't remember where to add the key logs to. I apologize for any inconvenience. Regards. Oh, by the way, this is in Python, not Java. We could use any language we wanted. And then he sends me, he sends me a code. Okay. But then when I put the code in, it's not working. He's telling me that this is the completed code. And when I put the code in, it's not working, family. He sends me some garbage, right? He sent me some garbage. And all I was trying to do was even fair exchange, brother. You asking me for an assignment, you needed help. Hey, I needed help on an assignment too. One hand wash the other. Here you go, bro. I give you what you needed. Help me out. He gives me some garbage. Then so he sends me this code. I'm not about to read the code, but I put it in the code. It didn't work. He says, if you need my help with any other code, let me know. Regards. The answer I got is correct. You can check it in the project Euler. So then I didn't even get into it wasn't working. I just come back and I said, brother, do you use IntelliJ? Which is a coding, a coding software. Right? That's the coding software that the professor told us to use. It's the main one on the market for the most part. Like it's the best one to use. So I asked him, brother, do you use IntelliJ? He comes back and says, I did, but then it stopped working. Wrong configuration was the error. I used verse code and it also didn't work. So at this point, I'm like, so this dude sends me some fucking, pardon my language, he sends me some code that doesn't work. He tells me that the answer he got was right. I guess he thought I was just going to use whatever he give me and not double check it, right? He thought I was just going to use it like on some dummy stuff, right? So then when I pull his card, I'm like, brother, what's up? Oh, it stopped working. It was a configuration error. All right. So at this point, right, I'm like, all right, you know what? I ain't even tripping, right? This assignment due tonight. I kind of basically already had figured it out, right? So I'm like, all right. Instead of me going back and forth with this Tether about this, I asked him for help on another assignment, right? And this particular assignment, I had already completed it, right? But just family, to be honest, I had some doubts. You know what I'm saying? I had some doubts about the assignment myself. So what I wanted to do was ask this brother, and I use brother loosely. I asked him, for the code, just to compare my code to his code and see if I'm on the right track, or see if I'm not on the right track, or just compare to see whether either one of us know what we doing here. So this is what I say. I ain't even go back and forth with him about him sending me a code that doesn't work, right? I say, look, I also need help with the graph setup assignment. Did you complete that? So then he responds, let me look. I might have that too. So I say, it was due a few days ago. Then he says, I don't think I have that one. Need another one? So I said, nah, I just needed those, man. Thanks anyway. It's all good. So then he says, I am still working on it. Okay. He said that an hour later. An hour later, he texts me, I am still working on it. And then 6 minutes after that, he says, wait, I do think I have the graph code. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then he sends me this, and I'm like, dude, at this point, it's some bullshit. So I put this in the IntelliJ, and it don't work either, right? So I just leave him on blank. I said, all right. He come to me out of the blue. I don't know this guy from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see he in class or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he a tether, he non-FBA. He already on some snooty, not wanting to speak to a nigga. Even though I'm the top dude in class, you know what I'm saying? Or one of them. I ain't going, toot my own horn too hard. Like I said, I'm one of them. I'm one of them ones. He gonna reach out to me at the end of the semester because it's back against the wall, and he's late by 3 months on an assignment. I hook him up. I hook him up, family. But when I ask him, "What's up? Can you help me?" He give me a bunch of garbage in return, a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got the nerve to text me or email me again, talking about, "I just wanted to ask if you know what the professor wants for the final project. Luke, can you demonstrate or show me what he wants? I am stuck here on this one part. I appreciate any help." And you know what I'm gonna do, family, man? I ain't emailed him back yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna email him, but I'm gonna wait until after the assignments due, right? I'm gonna wait until after the assignments due, and I'm gonna just text him back, "Nigga, good luck, nigga. Good luck." Laugh out loud with some crying face emojis, cause I ain't got time for these people, man. And like I said, man, I typically don't got a bunch of hatred or nothing like that for these tethers, man. I understand that they are a major problem, especially on the political stage. These tethers be out here misrepresenting us. They out here. They only want to fight for other. They only want to fight for other immigrants. They want to fight for Latinos, Indians, Asians. They want to fight for everybody but foundational Black Americans. All they want to do is push that Democrat agenda. I get it. They are a problem. But my thing is, at what point are we as foundational Black Americans going to move on from this whole tether thing, from the whole delineation thing? All right, boom, we done delineated. They don't want to be us. We don't want to be them. Cool. When are we going to move on to the next stage? When are we going to start putting our politicians in office? Shout out to Greg Marcel Dixon. He been running for like 2 elections now, trying to take Clyburn out his seat down there in South Carolina. And for whatever reason, every time he goes, he ends up in 4th and 5th place. And he's supposed to be the one advocating for foundational Black Americans. Why are we not putting our own candidates in office? Especially the ones who are for our agenda. Because I get Clyburn. Clyburn's an FBA too, but he's a sellout. He's a coon. He one of them old ass sellouts that been selling us out. He part of the reason why we in the situation we in now, where we have no representation and we at the bottom of the totem pole. Because a nigga like Jim Clyburn and them old sellouts keep voting for him. And all they want to do is keep bringing in immigrants. Keep bringing in immigrants. Let's force LGBT down the throat of the native population so the native population doesn't reproduce. We're going to keep forcing LGBT down their throat, and then we're going to bring over 20, 30, 40 million immigrants and incentivize them to reproduce by having anchor babies so that when they show up to court, if they ever go to court 5, 6, 7 years later, they can say, "Oh, I need to stay. My child is American. He only knows American. My children, they only know the United States. We cannot go back. We cannot go back." And then they get to stay. And then they get citizenship based off of laws we fought for. And they don't show no respect, man. They don't show no respect. These immigrants come over here, tethers, non-FBAs, Latinos, it don't matter what color they are. They all come over here. They don't show no respect. They don't show no respect for the history. They don't even understand that if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have been able to come over here. Our elders back in the civil rights movement was fighting to bring over Black immigrants and stuff like that. And it's like I always say in my videos, family, we ain't going to fault the elders for doing what they thought was right at the time. We just need to learn from their mistakes. They thought bringing over a bunch of Black immigrants or whatever, they thought they were supposed to be reinforcements and allies for us. But we done seen over the last 50, 60 years that these people are not our allies. We have no allies. And I'm tired of them. I'm tired of these influencers and all that, these Pan-Africans who want to do things for Africa. They want to go and give all their money to Africa, give their money to Haiti. When we got Black Americans, foundational Black Americans struggling right here in Philadelphia, right here, in Chicago, in Detroit, in St. Louis, all over the place. Like I said, man, I'm on one today, man. Like I said, like this email just triggered me from this tether, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I helped him out last semester. You know what I'm saying? And here you go. Once again, at the end of the semester, you run into FBA daddy asking me for help. And I gave you help last time, nigga. You didn't say thank you. And then when you tried to so-called reciprocate, you gave me code full of garbage. And I gave you the assignment you needed, nigga. And now you coming back again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, these tethers a problem, family. These tethers definitely a problem. So like I said, man, I'm gonna keep this live stream short today. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with the passion and everything, I'm pretty sure this is gonna get some views. Last time I did a live stream where I was frustrated, the numbers look pretty good. Granted, you know what I'm saying, my subscribers still low, man. We working on that, man. We working on that, family. But I'm pretty sure this should do pretty good here, man. Because like I said, everybody love talking about tethers. Everybody like punching down on the tethers. Like I said, it ain't really my thing. But when it's necessary, I gotta do what I gotta do. We gotta pull the belt out on these niggas sometimes. Gotta pull the belt out on them. So all right, I'm gonna leave this here. Hey, listen, I got a video coming out tonight about Queen Mother, Audley Moore. I know that's somebody that a lot of the youth don't know about. She was a solid sister, but she was on that Pan African stuff. So we gonna dive into her mistakes that she made with Pan Africanism, because we see that don't work. And granted, she done did a lot for the FBA family. She did a lot for us, but it could have been more if she didn't dedicate so much time to them ungrateful mother in Africa. So that's what we got coming up tonight, man. Coming out 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, man. Tap in for that. I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all have a great day. Peace and blessings. One.